What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Gamer Guys, back again. More MTG Arena action. Let's jump into another remix artifact draft. We had a really good start, a really good run to the first one. We're getting some recording done today. We just actually finished that one up. Had a rough tail end of that. We still went positive overall, but we ran into a couple of tough decks as we got going. This is a ton of fun. We're going to look for some synergies here. Felt like the last deck we were able to build was pretty good. But I think we need to keep a keen eye out for a few other artifacts. We'll try to swap up and maybe go into some different color combinations. So we'll wait till this gets filled and we'll get into a draft and then we'll play some games. All right, we are in here. Ooh, a Blinkmoth Nexus. Nice. Which is Ravenous Squirrel here. Galvanic Juggernaut. Citizen's Arrest. I'm going to take the Blinkmoth Nexus here, I think. That's kind of interesting. Penhauler is also really interesting. We'll take that. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and go... Arcbound Tracker, I feel like, is very, very good. So I'm going to go this route. We'll keep our eye out for some good removal. I would say Welding Sparks definitely fits into that. We'll see what other color fits here for us. Right now, we'll stick with red. I really like this. There's been some insane synergies we've seen. So far, I think red will hold up for us. We want to be able to see a couple more Arcbound Trackers, hopefully. This is really good for us. This guy's pretty good. Arcbound Prototype, I kind of want to look for some modular action. I'm wondering if we could go, like, red-white could be pretty interesting. We'll take Rabbit Battery, though. Seems like red is relatively open. Part of me is a little skewed on this because we got absolutely hosed by some red decks this last time around, but I felt like their ability to deal some good removal and then just some good, I don't want to call it cheap options, but just some good cheap options, because that's really what it ended up being. It was pretty good cheap options to do a few things and really turn the tide of some fights here. I feel like their suite of removal, especially with Welding Sparks, is pretty solid. Plus, we can look at going kind of the equipment. We can look at going a little bit of the equipment route. I'm thinking we actually do red-white. That might be interesting. I'm gonna do that because we can really kind of lean on the equipment side of things, and there's a ton of 4 Mirrodin equipment as well, which is going to give us some creatures, so we can really look at doing that. Modify creatures control of haste. That's interesting. And I feel like we have to keep this. I would love to grab that, but I'm going to take this guy. We need to look out for a couple of these Aki dudes, and that's going to come together really nicely. And Scrapwork Mutt. For a little digging. I actually just got that. It's an artifact creature dog and it digs. That's so funny. That took me way too long to figure that out. I don't know. Greta, we're not going to use you, unfortunately. Great card. What do we want here? If there's a world we go into black, I actually think the Malfist squad is pretty good. Hey, red seems to be pretty open. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. What? Good creature has flying, and you can't lose the game, and your opponents can't win the game. That's very interesting. Brave Inspector would be good. There's some good cards here. Skull Bomb is really good, but I'm going to take the Cloud Steel Gitterin. I don't know. Enterprising Scallywag is kind of interesting. I don't know if tons of stuff are heading to the graveyard for us. I'm going to take the Arcbound Slasher. I want to be heavy with the artifact creatures and the modular side of it, too. Ooh, Loathsome Golem could actually be pretty interesting. Okay, well, I just feel like I have to take this, right? Quick Peach has Double Strike. That is just fantastic. Arcbound Prototype would be really good. We're going to see a couple of things here back that hopefully are for us. We take another Volshock Splitter. That whip was really good. Huh, Structural Assault's interesting. I feel like both this Glint Sleeve Artisan and Brazen Blade Master are going to be really good. But I think this guy's going to be better because we're so heavy on the equipment side. So it's always going to be a 4-4. Not always, but it's pretty good 4-4. 2-3 bodies pretty solid in this format too, from what I've seen. All right, we need to look at... We definitely need to kind of prioritize a little bit more removal if we can find it. I'm going to take the Myr Enforcer here because I feel like we're going to be in a pretty good position for affinity as well. Like I said, we have some modular, we have some affinity. It has modular as well. Gosh. I'm going to take this. I'm feeling pretty good with our creature suite here. We take the Fiery Intervention. We do need some removal, so... I'm okay with this. We'll see another Ambitious and... I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. I'm going to take the Ambitious Assault. Gains Trample until end of turn. Pretty good. Comes a 4-3 Trampler? Sure. Ooh, or do we take the Helm? I'm going to take the Scallywag. Alright, we definitely need to prioritize some removal here. Bullshock Splitter came back around. This isn't bad. +2/+0. And another Volshock Splitter. All right. Misha claimed by Geeks. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life, you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Okay, interesting. During your turn, a quick creature has first strike and trample. I almost feel like I should play this. Do I want 3 Akis? Or do I want another sibling rivalry? Or do we take the Mirren? Mirren seems to be pretty expensive. That guy's kind of interesting. I'm actually gonna take this Citizen's Arrest here. That could be pretty interesting. I'm gonna take Recommission here. I think. You know, get some things back. Seems pretty good. I think we definitely play a Citizen's Arrest here. It's good just good removal. Palladiumer. I think we definitely take the research test. I'm surprised. That's the first. Is this the first one I've seen? I would love to take the Rustvale Bridge, but I just don't think that's going to be possible. Yeah, scrap work. He works pretty good. Arcbound Slasher would be great. Because it becomes essentially a 5/5, or it becomes a 4/4 with haste. It's really good, but I feel like we're really good on the creature side of things here. We're gonna have some. Gonna have to make some choices here. There's another Arcbound Slasher. I take it. I think we take it. They're gonna be too good for us. I was hoping to see a few more Welding Sparks. We're going to have to just really rely on Citizen's Arrest here. I probably don't play 2 of those. Although I feel like this really could be a swing for us. Pretty heavy one. Okay with this. Again, the fact that this makes a 2/2 Rebel. We can go a little lighter on that because we're gonna be getting 2/2s. Okay, now I have a whole bunch of Arcbound Slashers. I don't think we play the Mishra. That might have been a lapse in judgment there. I feel like this card is fantastic. But anytime you attack, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Very good. Seems very, very good. Crazy. All right. Go ahead and get rid of that stuff. We have some cutting to do here, about 10. Probably a little heavy in the creature department. Removal wise, we are a little light too, a little lighter than I would probably like to be. We're being honest. That's not really removal, but we'll kind of count it in that space. Yeah, a little light here. Again, we probably don't play 2 Sibling Rivalry. But we'll take a look. I feel like we could be pretty good. We probably don't play all of those. Probably don't play 2 Volshock Splitters. We'll definitely cut down on a handful. Just a small handful of the equipment, probably. Some of the lesser desired ones. But again, when you consider this essentially brings in a 4/2, and then we'll keep things like Affinity going for us and a few others that will work. Plus, we have 3 of these Akis, so it has to be a non-token modified creature, though, is what I'm realizing, which these are token creatures, which is a little unfortunate. So maybe we play a few less than those, but we have some options, right? Scrapwork Muck, we can equip that and then still get a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token off of these things. So we'll make some cuts here. We'll be right back. Okay, I think this is where we are going to land here. We're sitting at 13 creatures, 10 non-creatures, which is okay because essentially we have 4 additional creatures, really 3 additional creatures here: Bard, Battlefist, Bladehold, War Whip, and the Miran Bardici, I don't know, and Rabbit Battery, which is kind of interesting, creature / equipment, so that's cool. We have Recommission, I think, is actually going to be kind of interesting for us. This will target quite a bit of what we got going on here. We got 2 Akis, which I'm a little more up in the air, although I think we're going to find our opportunities because we do have Cloudstone Kieran as well. We have got quite a few opportunities here to equip things and a good section of creatures here that this can fit on, and it could be pretty interesting. Having this out and then being able to essentially unearth and equip Scrapwork Mutt will turn us into a couple of additional creatures, so that could be pretty fun. We're definitely going heavy into the artifact theme. I think Murn Forcer will be able to play pretty cheap, so get a good 4/4 out here. We're a little light on our removal. We have a Disenchant, 2 Citizens Arrest, the Welding Sparks, and the Fiery Intervention, which isn't bad. This is pretty clean removal, I think, for what we'll run into. Mears' Research Desk and Recommission are going to help us out by grabbing us some additional cards, getting some things back in. So could be pretty interesting. We have quite a bit of modular and some good opportunities to throw modular on some creatures. Blinkmoth Nexus actually can get really interesting because we could put those onto Blinkmoth and then the counters will stay there and then make this pretty big. So that's going to be a good target if we end up getting that out. So we'll see how this runs. Let's get to some games. All right. I feel like we can make this work. Our curve is definitely into the range of, upper 3s. So we got Tawashi. We're on the draw here. So we just need to find 1 plains and we'll be in good shape. Okay, and we found it. We're going to be all right. Yeah, this is gonna get pretty interesting here pretty quick. They're gonna kill my guy. Oh. I'm happy they ended up choosing that. For Mirrodin. A double strike. Now, if they don't have a removal spell for this, we'll be alright. If they do, I'm gonna be sad. And some 1/1s. We're just gonna go quick here. Put some pressure on. Good with this. Now they might be able to make Woodland Champion bigger here. Yep, they're gonna. Yep, make it a 4/4. Makes sense. That's pretty good. They got some food, so they can sacrifice some things. They can make it even bigger if they want to do that. Yep. Yep. That's pretty good. Yep. I still think we attack here. I don't see why we wouldn't. Absolutely take the action. Now we have a 5/5. That we can give double strike. Infiltrator. Sorry, friendo. Scott Haste, my friend. Good game. Wow, that was pretty clean. It's pretty nice. I feel like they probably may have flooded out. Yeah, they probably flooded out a bit. Although, what do they got? 4, 7, 4. Yeah, we're about in the same boat here. So just kind of interesting. This is fantastic. This is actually fantastic. Double strike is amazing for 3. Plus we get the creature, and again, modular, what I was hoping that it was going to come into handy, and Arcbound Slasher being able to dump 4 counters onto something and just keep its power on the battlefield is so good. That was pretty clean first game. Okay, I could have used this disenchant this last game, absolutely. I'm gonna keep this. We'll have to hope for a mana. But have it, Bladehold War Whip is just so good. There we go. All right, well, get the mana we needed. I'll take 2 more of those. Second trample is quite good. See what they do here. Ow, that's pretty good, but I have a feeling I'm about to take a Welding Sparks or something here. Next turn, what can we do? Really just Brazen Blade Master. I don't have anything to recommission at this point. Need to get another artifact on the field for Brazen to be good. Become a 4/4, be pretty solid. I'm gonna take the 2 damage. Let's attack. Let's see what they do. I throw a Plundering Pirate in the way. Or they're going to take the 4. All right. Just get on the field here. Hopefully. Counterspell? Okay. Makes sense. Blue's ability to draw a lot of cards in this format is really wild. It's really good. Well, we draw another land. We can Citizen's Arrest and Disenchant if we want to, if they present targets for us. Or we can Arcbound Slasher and just get in for some damage. Brazen Blade Master kind of shuts down their Hex Gold Halberd Riot creature. They could move the equipment if they wanted to. Put it on Plundering Pirate. Yep. Means they'll get in for 3. I'm not going to be blocking that. All right. How about some haste? It gets a little awkward now. This deck, I feel like the way that it's built has the opportunity on the curve to really smash pretty hard. Like pretty hard. Now they play an artifact creature here. We can Citizen's Arrest and Disenchant and the game will be over. Not quite that. Interesting. All right. That'll do. It's so interesting with this remix. Just I don't know. Like the strategies are cool. I felt like they were trying to do something pretty similar to what we were doing again, which is relying on the equipment to create the 2/2s. I don't think Hex Gold or Barbed Batterfist isn't bad by any means. It's a 2 mana for a 2/2, really, which is a 3/1 that can give some good power. Equips pretty easy. Hex Gold is kind of interesting. If it was like it gave trample on its turn, but it kept first strike, that would be much better. But again, it's a 2 mana for a 2/2 creature, which essentially then has first strike and trample, which is pretty good. I think the equip cost could probably be a little bit, maybe 1 cheaper, but that might make it a little too good. So it's really interesting to see the strategies here. We didn't use any of our removal. We essentially just traded beats, and then we were able to drop one. It looked like they might have had some kind of interaction, but I don't really know. And I feel like that's where this format gets really interesting, is if you run up against a deck like this that doesn't have a good answers for your creatures, I feel like we're in a great position there because we're just going to have the opportunity to be a little bit better. So kind of interesting. That was fun. We had some good moves we could have did here. Could have made some things work if we needed to. Disenchant, bring in, taken something out if this would have been an artifact creature, but Citizen's Arrest just gets it done for us. And it works out nicely. Okay, opponent's on the play. We get to draw. I'm going to try this. We got Batterfist, we got Scrapwork Mutt. Got Whelp. This is actually pretty nice for us. Find me a mana, please. Find me a land, please. Yes. Now, do I want... we'll just do this. For Mirrodin. Just hold what we got, I think. See what they do. Can always Welding Spark something if we want. Maybe try to get a 2-for-1 out of it. Do I want to use the Welding Sparks? I don't think so. I could always Rapid Battery here and keep up Welding Sparks. I'm okay with this. I'm holding off on playing Scrapwork Mutt here until I get to the 5th mana. That could help us to dig. Kill this thing. I don't want that to get any bigger. Then I can Citizen's Arrest this. Just fine. We draw additional land. We can Scrapwork Mutt. Ooh, that guy's good. I think we just represent the 5/5 here. Because then we're going to be able to Arcbound Whelp. We can throw Rabbit Battery on it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now we can't throw. No, we don't want to do that. Now we have a 6/6. Do they have a pump spell? If they do, they got me. Nice. They got me. Good on them. Oh, I'm in trouble here. I don't really have any good ways to get rid of Fierce Witch Stalker besides another Citizen's Arrest, so we'll have to hope we can draw into that. We'll double block here if we need to. Still gonna take a lot of damage. If they have another combat trick, I mean, it is what it is. Not much I can do here. Can always pump it. I don't think we've stabilized. Yeah. Yeah. So I think what we need to do well, I could make it so that what's the equip on this? 4? I just have to have enough presence here. Because here's my concern is spending the mana to equip Cloudstone or reconfigure Cloudstone Curio onto something and then taking lethal damage and then dying. So I can't put myself in that position. Now, what I will do this next turn, though, is put Cloudstone Kirin on, like, Tuashi, for instance, and then maybe Bard Battlefist so I can keep pumping in some damage. I have to double block. I have to here. Oh, I could disenchant this off of that guy. Oh, I should have thought about that. I should do that. I should absolutely do that. If we stabilize in this, that's going to be crazy. Now, they are going to absolutely attack. Then we get to block here. Woo! By the skin of our teeth, we are hanging on. Oh, we stabilize and win. I am gonna. This will be one of the best games ever. Then we get a guy. We get a blocker. Oh, I should not have won that game. I should not have won this game in the slightest. Holy moly. Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. But the disenchant on captured saved it for us. Absolutely saved it for us. 100%. Being able to get in and use that 2-2 to block that 4-3 just made it work. That was interesting. Now, here's the thing. If they would end up killing Cloudsteel Kirin this turn, we still, I think, could still win. Because we could have made Inkmoth Nexus a flying 1-1. Thrown the mirror on it for 4. Yeah, and then we still would have been able to equip this and attack. Or, again, assuming they killed it and then played a creature, we still would have had enough damage in the air to be able to do that. Woo! That was crazy. What that was a very, very close game. All right. We're gonna take a breather after that last one. That was one of the most intense games I think we've had. That was pretty fun. It has been a ton of fun. What I will say is the power level in some of these decks that we've run into now here in our second draft, and even what we faced earlier was just, they're just incredible. Some of them, some of the decks that come together for folks with all of the cool different enchantments and artifacts, I should say, that people have been able to put together. I am like astounded by This retrofitter foundry, that thing absolutely just, it melted us. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Oh, I wish I could have seen this guy. That'd have been so sick. Or Kadeen. There's some really cool, like, I'm actually really excited about the fact that we were able to put together a red-white, essentially equipment deck, which is really fun. This has been, Bladehold has been phenomenal in this, making these rebel creatures so good. And I could see a world in which, again, this is absolutely won us some games or kept us in some games. Cloudstone Kieran's been really interesting. That was fun, kind of threatening the ability to equip here in the late game. But this has been good. This has been good. I don't know if we'll do another episode of this. Well, we may. We'll see how the rest of these run. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you get a chance to jump in and do some Premier Remix draft artifacts, because it is really fun. It is really fun. Prizes are pretty cool. Get some different variation of some packs too if you're looking for those things. So like I said, I've been enjoying it, and just appreciate you sticking around. I'm gonna flash some socials, do the YouTube thing. Help us out. We really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subs. That's the first big milestone for the channel, so every sub counts. We really do appreciate all the support. If you enjoy pack openings, we do those every Wednesdays. Lots of stuff, cool stuff coming up. Going to be jumping into Dustmorn here probably very quickly once we get our product in, and we have a whole bunch of other stuff lined up for it. And of course, we'll be jumping in to more MTG Arena drafts, and when Dustmorn releases, we'll go probably pretty hard and heavy, as long as that format is fun. If it's as fun as Bloomburrow in the draft in the sealed arena, we will definitely be playing a lot of it. We've played a lot of Bloomburrow, and probably going to be jumping back into that. Quick drafts are about to leave, so I'm excited to maybe grind a few more of those. But just thanks for being here. Check out some other playlists. Check out some other videos on the channel. Great way to support us besides subscribing, hitting that like button, and comments down below. Love chatting with everybody. And other than that, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.